I have an idea. That's always how it starts. And this one is born from the fact that I have two little ladies and we have all the magic wands. It is July the 4th, and evidently I'm currently obsessed with all things Mod Podge. I want to put fabric on everything I own. This is fabric Mod Podge that I'm using because I had it left over from doing the shoes, but I'm pretty sure you could use any Mod Podge. I mean, these aren't going to be in the rain and they're not going to be washed, so I don't think that you have to use the fabric Mod Podge, but that's what I'm using. Now, I just grabbed the wooden wands from Hobby Lobby, but you can get them from anywhere. I think maybe the Dollar Tree has them, Walmart, Amazon. They're kind of everywhere, and they're just basic wooden wands. I did not paint mine first, but you definitely could if you wanted to, especially if you wanted the back to be pretty. The back of mine aren't going to show, so I wasn't worried about it. So I'm just painting a pretty thick layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm going to place the fabric on top of it, press it down, and cut around it. I'm trying to cut pretty close to the edge, but not all the way next to the wood, so it has a little bit of overlap. After I've cut it, then I'm going to snip right at the corners, at the tip of the star and at the corners where the stars meet, so that the fabric will lay flat. Now I'm going back to add Mod Podge to all of the edges. Now after I add the Mod Podge to the edges and I push all of the fabric down, I'm going to wipe the Mod Podge off of the back. Just wiping it off with a paper towel where I'm getting it on the back of the star by accident so that when I lay it down it doesn't stick to whatever I'm putting it on so it can dry. And in this case, I'm just setting on this ceramic tile countertop. Oh, and before you wipe the back off, make sure that you put a whole nother layer of Mod Podge on the top. So you're going to put Mod Podge, fabric, and then Mod Podge again. You want your fabric to be completely soaked. You want it to be wet so that it will dry and stick to your wooden wand. Now I'm just using some 5-inch squares of fabric from a charm pack that are red, white, and blue. But it doesn't have to be patriotic fabric. It can be red and white or white and blue or blue and red or whatever you have, because you're going to add the ribbons at the end and that's going to make it super patriotic. So as long as you have something that's red, white, or blue or some combination, you'll be fine. The first set of stars, I put the Mod Podge, the fabric, and then I cut it out. And then I thought maybe I should cut the stars out first. One way didn't work better than the other, so really it's just personal preference, whatever you would prefer to do. Now to give mine an aged look, I'm just using some chalk paint wax. It's the dark wax that you put on top of chalk paint to give it that antique-y kind of look. And now I didn't paint mine first, and there's no chalk paint on here, but the dark wax will stain the fabric and give it that antique-y tea-stained dark look, which is what I was going for. They make all kinds of brushes for the wax, but I'm just using a paper towel, and you literally just rub it on and wipe it off. Now use a little bit at a time, because you can always add more, but after you put it on there's no getting it all. So don't use a whole bunch. Use a little bit at a time and just keep doing it until you get the look that you're going for. Now it's time to add our ribbons. I laid my wand down, placed my ribbon across it to see how long I wanted it to be, and then I cut my ribbons. Now you can make yours shorter or longer depending on what you're going to do with your sticks. I'm just going to put mine in a jar so I knew how long I wanted mine to be. I cut my pieces 18 inches except for the bow. I cut that 25 inches because it needed to be longer to tie the bow. And now you have the cutest, most festive July 4th decorations, and I made mine in about an hour, but I didn't let my Mod Podge dry before I got started on the next steps, and you may want to do that. I mean, if you have more patience than me, because we have already established that I have the patience of a 3-year-old. I tell Daddy all the time, the little ladies get their red hair and blue eyes from him and their patience from me. Now it's time for my jar. All I'm going to do is simply tie a ribbon around it and put the sticks inside. You could do all kinds of stuff on the inside of the jar. You could even paint the jar if you wanted to. And now here you are, all ready for the 4th of July.